one's come up with it. Now the Bishops do. That's Todd coming away with it. Todd has got a step. Spidell's starting to catch up with him, but Todd runs all the way down the net. He gets double teamed. The ball's on the ground. Still no one's claimed it. It's still pushing around. No one's picked it up. It looks like Fahrenhold has. And Fahrenhold coming away with it. Nice pass. Got numbers right here. Nice pass on three. Nice pass there to Newman. Newman down. Oh, Newman. Newman put it way too high for Vita. It was a good effort pass, but Vita was not able to get there. And I believe during that possession, Dennison made it all even. So we're all even here. There's about 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first quarter. Dennison is tied to Ohio Wesleyan 2-2.
Tyler, what you saw right there was a transition opportunity and a player in this rivalry trying to do a little bit too much. You know, I think that it's the momentum, the excitement of the moment, the crowd noise as you're running down the field. You got to have that poise to take a deep breath, make the simple pass, and let your teammate make the next play. I think Newman got a little ahead of himself trying to throw that skip pass, but at the same time, you know, this team with Denison's been aggressive in transition all year, so I can't fault him for that. I just think in this game, you got to make the simple play and try to have one or two simple plays lead to a goal instead of one heroic play.
And there was a shot there by Bouchard. It was backed up by Ohio Wesleyan. That was wide right of the net. Now going into the net is Meager being closely guarded by Hearn. Hearn is all over him. A shot being taken and a save by Thomas. As Thomas put the... Bouchard had a little bit of room there, but Thomas was able to catch up with it and tips it away. Now Ohio Wesleyan trying to get to the back of the net. Now that's Harrison. Harrison playing good defense. Now Meager looking to make a run at Hearn. Hearn playing some good defense there. Nice stick check. Nice job there by Hearn. Meager looks like he's not done. He looks like he's going to go again.
This is definitely the matchup that Ohio Wesleyan's been looking to exploit all night so far in this first quarter. Is taking the short stick from the wing, dodging him down the wing, and then bouncing behind if he has to reattack. And right there, you see Hearn. I think he's going to be called for a 30-second push from behind once the ball gets on the ground here. But Ohio Wesleyan is definitely trying to exploit the short stick matchups, coming from the wing, getting that off-ball movement behind hand, and looking to see if they can get those skip passes through. And I think they're going to make their living just like this. Skip to the backside, and Thomas with the save. That's a huge save, not only for the Big Red, but for Chris Thomas in the cage. That's 2 shots on this possession that Thomas took one off the board. Ohio Wesleyan had 2 shots with their hands free inside 12 yards. That's where they make their money. And right there, Thomas was able to step up with 2 big saves and keep Ohio Wesleyan off the board. And Tyler, I have a feeling he's going to have to do it again here on this extra man opportunity. You can just feel the momentum starting to shift a little bit towards Ohio Wesleyan. And with the 6-on-5 here, I got a feeling Owu's going to get a great look, and Denison's going to need Thomas to try to step up and take another one off the board.
And now Foley with the ball. He's looking for some help. He passes it away to Bouchard. Back to Foley. Foley thought about the shot. Fakes it to Bouchard. Bouchard with an under. Wow. Bouchard with a great shot from bottom to top. He changed the planes. He had a nice underhanded shot. He put it top right on Thomas, and that one had a lot of mustard on it, and Thomas was just not able to catch up to that one. And Ohio Wesleyan capitalizes on the man-up opportunity.
And right there, you see Ohio Wesleyan take the 3-2 lead here with about 45 seconds left in the first, and that was a perfect example of why you have to stay out of the penalty box if you're either one of these teams. Both of these teams right now on the season are good on extra man, and Ohio Wesleyan is very good. They're very slick with their stick work, and they've got some guys that can light it up from 15 yards, and we saw it right there. And I think Denison's going to have to be very aware of that and very, very fundamentally sound defensively, staying out of the penalty box and limiting those extra man opportunities for the Bishops.
Now Ohio Wesleyan going back the other way. That's Giuseppe looking for some help. Giuseppe passes it over to Rice, over to Minkler. Now Helms with it. Helms looking for the shot. He pulls it away, being closely guarded by Newman. Newman now gets a double team from Harrison. The skip pass is made. It was last touched by Dennison. And that's the end of the first quarter, as Dennison is down 2-3 in this game. This is the Denison Sports Network. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. We're going to take a quick break here, but we've got 3 more quarters of action here, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Piper Stadium. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. We're underway here in the second quarter as Giuseppe comes away with it. Now the ball's on the ground. And it looks like Dennison has recovered. Now Newman looking for some help. Newman passes over to Harrison. Harrison passes over to Spidell. Spidell's got some room in front of him. He's running it all the way down to the net. Now he passes over to Walsh. Walsh passes it behind. Back up to top to Vita. Vita looking for some help. He finds Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt finds Spidell. Spidell looking to make a move here. Goes to his left, comes back to his right. Nice little give and go, and Meager, oh my, Meager got the ball tipped on the way to the net, but Dennison recovers.
And Ohio Wesleyan right here, Tyler, shifts into their zone. It looks like maybe their strategy is off every end line. When Dennison goes to pick it up, they're going to shift into their zone, and basically what they're tempting Dennison is they're saying, we don't think you have the stick work and shooting to beat our defense and to beat McMahon in the cage. And they're going to force Dennison to out-execute their zone. This is an interesting strategy coming off Denison's 23-2 win over Kenyon, who plays solely zone defense. The Big Red came in and absolutely lit the Lords up in that game, shooting just over 50%. But obviously tonight's a different story, and you definitely got a different player in the cage with McMahon.
Oh, and Meager really was loving the idea of that shot. He had enough room. It looks like he might have rushed it a little bit, and he puts it wide left, but Dennison recovers, and so they'll have another opportunity here. Now Walsh passes over to Meager. Meager looks like he's got the green light to go. He's going right at the net. He's being closely guarded.
And Owu's back into man-to-man.
Meager's really working it now, but he gets behind the net, being closely guarded by Shazin. Now pass over to Spidell. Spidell with a spin move. Passes over to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt bowling his way to the net. Now he gets checked and the ball's on the turf. But nice ground ball there by Meager to keep the Dennison possession alive.
You know, I think Fahrenholt's got to be willing to pull the trigger there at about 13 yards. He had his hands free and actually let the long pole get out on him and close down and get on his hands, eliminating his opportunity to take a shot. I think what I'm seeing right now from Dennison is a team that's playing, in all honesty, a little bit tight. I think they're a little anxious, and I think part of that comes in, you come in undefeated, you come in ranked number 4 in the country, and you come into a huge rivalry game against a team that really has nothing to lose. And I think what we're seeing here is Ohio Wesleyan playing very loose and playing very confident, and Denison's just a little tight. And I think that if they can see another goal or two hit the back of the net, I think they'll loosen up. Right now, Dennison has the timer on, so they've got probably about 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And as we said earlier, they got to put the ball either on the goal or in the goal in the next 20 seconds, or it will be a turnover.
That was a nice screen set there. Shot taken, but just over the top of the net. And Meager takes a nice bouncer, and Meager puts it in. Meager with a roller. McMahon couldn't believe he couldn't come up with that one. Unbelievable shot by Meager. It looked like he must have put that between 3 people's legs because no one saw that one go in until it hit the back of the net.
James Meager gets this Dennison crowd up and going, and that's what Dennison needed. Like I said, they needed to see the ball hit the back of the net, and for Meager, this is his first go with the Owu rivalry, and he definitely came in. And Tyler, as that goal is scored, it's a great opportunity to mention that tonight we have alumni, parents, and friends of both Dennison and Ohio Wesleyan enjoying this game all across the country in Boston, Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia, in something that both of these schools are starting to call Relive the Rivalry. And it's a chance to get alumni together all over the country to watch this great game. And right now in Boston at the 6B Lounge, we've got 20 Dennison and 20 Owu alums. In Chicago at John Barleycorn and River North, a shout out to the 25 Dennison and 30 Owu alums. In New York City at O'Casey's Restaurant and Irish Pub, Dennison 50, Owu 50. What a big turnout there. Thank you all for your support. And in Philadelphia at Ella's, we've got Dennison 10 and Owu 12. So thank you to all those alumni for your support of both of these schools and both of these programs. It's obvious that this rivalry is alive and well.
And now Ohio Wesleyan looking to make an answer here. Foley trying to be that answer. He passes over to Bouchard. Bouchard being closely guarded by Hearn. Hearn's got to be careful. He's had 2 penalties in this game. Now ball over. I believe that's to Meager. Meager gets to the net and saved by Thomas.
This is going to be an interesting call. It's either going to be a push or in the crease. This is the hardest call in all of lacrosse, and they call it in the crease, and it's going for the big red. Tyler, that is the hardest call for officials to make right there, is whether it was a push or whether he stepped in the crease, and that one went towards Dennison, and they push a little bit of transition here. Eddie Vita and McMahon takes one off the board right there, and right there we saw a great save. But once again, here comes Dennison on the ride. This is something that they've lived and died with, and they get the quick turnover, and they're going to have a great transition opportunity here with a quick whistle. They're going to look to push the cage with Teddy Powell here, see if they can get something.
Powell looking for some help now. He gets close. He gets met quickly by Coyne.
That last save that McMahon made was spectacular. It was a low-to-high bouncer, one of the hardest shots for a goalie to save. And McMahon used his feet, got his body behind it, and actually took it off the chest to deflect it wide. What a great save. And once again, he was a showcase player before this game, someone I thought was going to be a huge key. And right there we see it as he keeps the game knotted at 3.
Now Tamarki looking for some room. He passes up top. This is the first time all night that we've seen the second line for Dennison. So a couple of hot hands. Carter Carroll's got a great shot. Justin DeMarchi's got a great shot. Let's see what they can do here. Carroll behind the net, a former attackman, now playing midi. Passes it up top to Vita. Vita over to DeMarchi. DeMarchi looking for some help. He passes it over to Kohlberg. Kohlberg's got a short stick on him. It looks like he's going to try and take advantage of that. That's Rice being closely guarded. Now Kohlberg with a low pass. He makes it all the way out to midfield, and a nice box lacrosse play there by Justin DeMarchi. And DeMarchi looking for some room. Connor looking for the shot. Carroll puts it in! Oh my gosh! Connor Carroll with an unbelievable shot. He put that right over the head of McMahon, and McMahon just couldn't catch it. And just like I said, what a great time for Coach Caravana to put in that second line of shooters as Carroll just let back and let it fly on that one.
Connor Carroll has been plagued by injury his 4 years here at Dennison, but when he came in as a freshman, I recruited him. I remember thinking this kid can flat out light it up. And right there on the biggest stage in his senior year, possibly his last time playing in this rivalry, he steps in from 12 and absolutely torches it past McMahon high. You never see McMahon get beat high to high. And as I look at McMahon in the cage, he is squatted down shaking his head because, to be honest with you, he did not see that coming. And Connor Carroll lights up the scoreboard and lights up this crowd for a 4-3 lead for the Big Red and a huge momentum swing.
Now Foley looking for some help here. He's being closely guarded by Burge. Burge playing some great defense. Foley trying to get to the net. He's looking for the pass. Burge falls down. Foley's got some time. The swing pass is made, and a shot is made by Ohio Wesleyan. And Bouchard answers right back. That's that skip pass that we've been talking about so often in this game. And Dennison just has not answered so far.
Tyler, they've scored I think they might have scored all 4 of their goals the exact same way. They're dodging from the wing, bouncing the ball to X, and then that short stick is re-attacking from behind. And what that is doing is that is drawing the focus of Denison's defense and shifting them over. What that then is leading to is an open lane for the skip pass to the backside, and you cannot let these shooters of OU get their hands free from inside 15 yards, because what you're seeing is 4 goals in a tie game.
And a great ground ball there by Baumgartner. Now he's in trouble. He's looking for some help. The ball takes a weird pass, takes a weird bounce. Looks like Harrison's going to pick it up, and he needs to find some help quickly. He passes over to Thomas. Thomas looking for some help. He passes over to Newman. Newman's got some room in front of him as he starts to walk it up. Now he passes it back to Thomas. Thomas over to Harrison. Harrison passes back to Thomas. The midfielders that keep cutting where they just can't get open. Now Newman looking for some help. And there
that restart right here. They're going to blow the whistle. There's an empty net.
Thomas is able to get back in quickly. He gets set. Nice job there by Harrison to get in front of his guy, as Thomas was not in front of the net, and Dennison was not able to clear it in 20 seconds. So it's Ohio Wesleyan ball. Now Broussard has been the hot hand in this game. He passes it away over to Fiamengo. Fiamengo being closely guarded by Hearn. This is a matchup that Ohio Wesleyan has liked so far, but Hearn has answered the bell. Now a shot taken. It's saved by Thomas. Oh, wow. As number 12, Umbach, one of the key players in this game, has been kept quiet so far with a great behind-the-back shot, but it's not able to come up with a nice poke check there. And now they're looking for a loose ball push. That was a nice job there by Campbell to get the ball away. Now Broussard's in trouble, being closely guarded by Campbell. Broussard finally gets it away to Minkler. Minkler behind the net.
Coach Caravana's down there pleading his case for that push call, and for all those Dennison alums watching this game, you can just envision the palms up, and right there, once again, we see it, 12 yards, hands-free, high to high, blowing it past Thomas, and right now, you look at the OU bench, this is how they're making their hay right now, is getting those hands-free shots at about 12 to 13 yards. Denison's really got to figure out how to close out on those shooters and get sticks on those hands. But Tyler, to your point earlier, one of the reasons I think that they're getting those looks is with Umberger inside, with Umbach inside, making that nice catch in the behind-the-back shot that, yes, Thomas saved, but what it did was it drew attention from the Dennison defense that they need to be inside to guard him. Well, if you're inside to guard him, it's harder to get outside. You know, it's like in basketball, if you have a great center, it's hard to get out to the three-point shooters. So what Umbach has done is he's opened up a little bit of space in that 10 to 15-yard range, and right now, Ohio Wesleyan is taking full advantage of it and lighting up the scoreboard from 12 to 15.
Now Miller gets the ball on the restart off the face-off. Now pass over to behind to Vita. Excuse me, that's Powell. Now ball swung over to Spidell. Spidell over to Meager. Meager over to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt looking to make a move. He goes to his left. Comes all the way back around looking for the pick and roll there, but doesn't get it. Meager gets to the net. He takes a shot just to the wide of the net. And now Dennison is able to catch up with it, so it's going to remain their ball. Dennison quickly back the other way. A nice screen set there. And now Walsh looking for some help. He passes it behind to Vita. Vita now being closely guarded. Nice defense by the Ohio Wesleyan Bishops. Now it's up to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt. Actually, that's Meager. Meager looking to make a move. He passes it up over to Vita now. Vita trying to get to the net. He's trying to push his way in, but great defense there by the Bishops. And now Spidell's got some room. Passes it behind to Walsh. Walsh ditches his defender. He's trying to get to the front and doesn't get there. He dove for the net, but wasn't able to get there. Nice job there by Walsh to stay out of the circle, out of the crease as well. Now Powell behind. Powell gets a screen from Walsh. Powell looking for some help. Powell gets in the net. Powell puts it in. Let's see if it counts. And the goal counts, and that's a great move by Powell. The Dennison, the Ohio Wesleyan Bishops were just forcing the attackmen away, and they just couldn't get there. And finally, they kept pushing and pushing, and Dennison attack finally answers.
You know, Tyler, on that possession, I was really impressed with the aggressive play of James Meager, Teddy Powell, and Luke Walsh. And right there, you have a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior, which if you're Coach Caravana, you love because all those kids are coming back. But what I really liked was how strong they were with the ball right around the cage. You know, this is a game where you got to be willing to take the hit, just like Teddy Powell did, if you want to make the play. And I was really impressed with their poise on that possession and their aggressiveness to the cage. And I'll be interested to see if Teddy's goal right there might have gotten a little bit of a spark, not only with the momentum and the crowd and everything, but a little bit of a confidence boost. You know, Teddy's a guy that he's a facilitator. He's kind of a quarterback back at X. He's not a guy that's going to make the flashy play, but when he makes a huge play like that, I really think it gets the team going and gets the other guys some confidence. So I wonder if that's going to help get Eddie Vita and Luke Walsh going, his attack line mates here, as we move on in this game.
Carroll loses the ball. He's trying to pick it up. He needs some help, and that's going to be a loose ball push against Ohio Wesleyan.
Restart here. They got to blow the whistle here. They got to blow the whistle. You know, the one thing that I've been noticing with the officials so far in this game for both teams is they haven't blown the whistle for a quick restart as fast as I really think they should be. And it's been going both ways, but they've been spending time explaining calls to the players, which they don't need to do. With the new rules, when the offensive player picks it up and the quick restart is ready, they are supposed to blow the whistle, and I think both teams have lost some transition opportunities because the officials have taken time to explain what their call was.
And Carroll gets away, and a nice save there by McMahon on the skip pass. Carroll with a nice shot. McMahon was ready for it, though.
I mean, that's an unbelievable save. That's off-stick low. So for Connor Carroll to shoot that ball to the off-stick ankle of McMahon from about 8 yards after having torched it past McMahon, and for McMahon to see that all the way and not only save it, but he actually netted it and caught that shot off-stick ankle is just a fantastic play by a great player. And, you know, and to see a kid play like that on this stage under the brightest lights in the biggest game of the year, that's just simply an impressive play.
And now Ohio Wesleyan off the save, cleared the ball, and now they're looking to make a move here. Fiamengo behind the net. He's being closely guarded by Hearn. Over to Bouchard. You got to be careful with him up top. He's had a number of shots tonight. Foley with the ball now. Foley passes it away. Ball hits the turf, but it's going to be picked up by Umbach. Umbach being guarded by Hearn. Umbach calling off his OU players. Hearn's trying to answer the bell. Umbach gets a step. He passes it away. The save by Thomas, and he knocks it away. Ball's on the ground now, and it looks like Newman's picked it up. He's running away. He gets checked. The ball's on the ground. Thomas is making a check himself. He knocks it away from Helms. And now the ball's still on the ground. And a quick pass up, and it looks like Denison's got numbers if they hurry. And now quickly back the other way is Neeson. Neeson pulls it out, though. Passes over to Hearn. Hearn passes to Walsh. Walsh over to Spidell. And now we're going to have a timeout here. That's going to be on Coach Caravana. We're going to take a quick timeout here in the booth. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner, Adam Stewart. This is the Dennison Sports Network, and we're live here at Piper Stadium. The score here is Dennison 5, Ohio Wesleyan 5. Welcome back to Deeds Field. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner, Adam Stewart, and we're live here. This is the Dennison Sports Network as Dennison takes on Ohio Wesleyan. And now Dennison off the timeout. Looks like they're going to have a set play that Coach Caravana has called. The ball gets swung up to Spidell, and now the ball's behind.
Ohio Wesleyan comes out in their zone. I'm sure Coach Caravana and his staff were ready for that. I thought that was a great timeout by Coach C, and he simply took it just to calm everybody down. You know, Coach Caravana has been in this game something like 30 times, I believe, if I look at my numbers here right, and he understands the emotional highs and lows, and I think he took that timeout simply to try and get a quality possession.
And now McMahon running all the way to midfield. He's in trouble. It looks like he almost stepped out of bounds. McMahon's really trying to get back to the net as the pass is swung all the way behind, and Ohio Wesleyan's in trouble. Looking to make another pass here. Ball gets swung way over, and it looks like that was almost a souvenir for a lucky fan, as that was I believe that was number 33, Barnett, with a long pass. Now, there's about 1 minute left here in this half, and we've just now reached the 1 minute mark. Dennison looking to make a move here, trying to put them on top before the end of this half. Now it looks like they're going to do their hidden ball trick, and actually not really hidden at all. They just flip it right to Meager. Ball gets swung behind a pal, and we have another timeout by Coach Caravana. There's about 41 seconds left in this first half, and you know, Adam, you've been the coach in there before. What kind of play and who do you think you go to in this situation?
Well, I think as I watch this game, you know, if I'm Coach Caravana and I've seen Ohio Wesleyan show me both show both zone defense and man-to-man defense. I really think what Coach Caravana is talking about is he's actually having two options. They're going to come out with their zone option, and they're going to come out with their man-to-man option. I think if you're Dennison, I got to believe the ball eventually is going to end up in the stick of Eddie Vita. Eddie's been your most consistent guy. With 41 seconds left, I got to believe that Coach Caravana is just hammering home the point of we want this half to end on our offensive end. Basically we want to hold it for one shot. Having coached the offense here and having coached great players, one of the hardest things to do is to manage just that, which is manage being too aggressive too early and give up possible transition at the end, which is huge momentum, versus being too passive and not getting the look that you want. So I have a feeling we're going to see Owu in a zone, and it looks like that's what we're going to see. So I think that actually allows Dennison to be more patient, and I would be shocked if we see Dennison attack the cage before about 15 seconds left in this quarter.
And now Dennison using their little bit of a motion offense here. They're moving the ball around. Now the ball gets swung down.
And Owu actually showed zone and went to man. I like that call by Coach Plantholt.
And a shot taken and a save by McMahon, but the ball gets piddled all the way out. There's 12 seconds left. Denison's going to have one more go at it. Now the ball gets swung to Fahrenholt. Ground ball in there. Fahrenholt's got to run. He's got 5 seconds left on the clock. He passes it in. Shot is taken, saved by McMahon, and that's going to do it for the first half. And a nice job there by the Dennison offense to try and get one more on the board, but unfortunately we're not able to get there. So this is the end of the first half. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. Dennison is tied in this one 5-5 against the Ohio Wesleyan Bishops. So we'll be back with a couple of things that we look forward to in the second half. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Dennison. Welcome back to Deeds Field. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. And well, Adam, there's not really anything less to say than that first half was pretty exciting.
Absolutely, that was that's what this rivalry is supposed to look like. Momentum swings, great goals, great defense, and an incredible crowd.
Now McMahon had himself quite a number of saves towards the end of that second half. Towards the end of the half, there he looks like he started to come alive a little bit. And now that's something that Dennison should be a little worried about, as McMahon has a 64% save percentage, one of the highest ones in D3 lacrosse. So Dennison's going to have to get some quick shots early to get the motivation, to get the momentum on their side, and to bring McMahon down a little bit. They started to do that early with some quick goals here and there that McMahon thought he could get. But Denison's got to do that again in the start of the second half, and they got to do it quickly.
Absolutely. I think the more comfortable McMahon is in the cage, obviously the more that benefits the battling Bishops. And as I watch McMahon just walk on the field here, it's obvious this team rallies around him. So if Dennison wants to get some momentum and walk out of here with a win, they got to get to him early.
And now there's a couple of things there to look forward to in the second half. We're about to get underway as the final halftime buzzer goes off. As the final 10-minute buzzer goes off, they put 15 on the clock, and we're about to go an extra 30. So let's see how this second half plays out. And there's the whistle. Baumgartner against Giuseppe. They've been battling it out all game, and there it is right there. Baumgartner had it for a second, but gets checked by Griffin. Ball still on the turf. And there's a loose ball push. That's going to clearly go against the Bishops, and there's a quick whistle there. Hearn quickly back the other way, being guarded by Griffin. And Griffin's the ball's down. Hearn with a shot, and just wide of the net there. Hearn had a lot of room. He couldn't put that one away, but that was a great opportunity for Hearn.
Absolutely, Ben Hearn, typically a defensive midfielder for the Big Red. Comes from the Gilman school, and he has the ability to push the ball in transition. He can let it fly. I think that with the new rules really dictating midfielders that can play both ways, Hearn's definitely an asset, and I think he could have a critical play in this game as we head down the stretch in transition.
Now Spidell gets a screen, and he gets a good one. He gets his hands free, but he passes it behind the net. Now it passes to the back of the net, and oh my! It looks like Walsh wasn't able to put that one in. McMahon made a sliding save, but I don't know if he touched it, and it just goes wide right. And now Dennison going back the other way with it. Passes to Spidell. Spidell being guarded by Griffin. Spidell takes it all the way to about the 40-yard line. Still being guarded by Griffin. He passes it over to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt looking to make a rip, but he pulls it out. Now passes it behind to Walsh. Walsh making a run at the net. Walsh being closely guarded. Now he falls to the turf and loses the ball. Great defense there by Coyne. Coyne in trouble now, and now there's a flag down, and Ohio Wesleyan has the ball, so it's going to go against Dennison.
I think we're going to see a 30-second loose ball hold with possession. My apologies in the far corner there, but Ohio Wesleyan has a free possession here. And once again, as we talked about, this game is all about momentum swings. And if Ohio Wesleyan can score one here and get the momentum going in their way, that'd be the ideal way to start out that third quarter here for the Battling Bishops.
And now the ball's on the ground. The Bishops trying to hold on to possession. Newman picks it up, and there's the whistle. So we're going to see what this penalty is, and it is going to be a hold. Let's see who it is on. And I believe that's going to go against senior Chapin Spidell for the defensive hold. So Ohio Wesleyan will have 30 seconds here, not the start that Dennison was looking for. But let's see how the man-down team reacts in this situation.
You know, Tyler, if you're Coach Plantholt and the OWU staff, you can't be happier with how this third quarter has started off. You had a fantastic defensive stop, including a doorstep opportunity for Dennison that you turned away, and now you have an extra man opportunity and get your slick stick handlers out here. They've already found some success, and I'm sure that they're looking to notch that 6-5 lead right here.
And there's the skip pass, and there's the goal, and Ohio Wesleyan answers yet again. They're great on that skip pass, and they're even better on it when they're a man up. So Dennison really has to stay out of the box if they want to win this game, because Ohio Wesleyan is just killing them with that skip pass.
Absolutely. I think I missed that as one of the key points to this game, and having been a part of this rivalry as a player and as a coach, it's something that I should not have overlooked, is the importance of what we call the special team, so extra man and man down. And it's been known for 3 decades that you can't give Ohio Wesleyan extra man opportunities, and we're seeing it tonight.
Giuseppe wins the face-off. He passes it away to Barnett. Barnett throws it, and it looks like McMahon now has it. Dennison trying to ride the midfielders. There's a couple subbing on here. And now McMahon with a long pass over to Mike. And a nice check there by a number of Dennison players as the ball hits the turf. And now Dennison takes over for possession. Harrison looking for some help. He swings it all the way to the far side. He passes it. Now back the other way is Dennison. So nice job there by them to be able to clear it. Now the ball's behind. That's Powell. Powell looking for some help. He finds Spidell. Spidell taking his time as a couple of Dennison players are coming on and off.
And here we see Spidell had the short stick matchup. They switch off of it, and he now draws the long pole. I really think that as we watch this third quarter unfold, guys like Meager and Fahrenholt, who get the short stick matchups against the Ohio Wesleyan defense, are going to be key. They've got to be able to draw the slide, get the defense rotating, and then move the ball. Right now, it's a lot of one-on-one. It needs to be more team offense.
And now Powell trying to get there, and McMahon with a save in it. I believe that was Walsh on the shot. Walsh has been fairly quiet in this game. And now Ohio Wesleyan with some numbers. The hot shot is taken, a goal is scored, and that is the largest lead of the game so far in this one, as Ohio Wesleyan takes a 7-5 lead. And it looks like one of the Dennison players came out to slide way too early, and it left them at a disadvantage. And Ohio Wesleyan, when you have those numbers, they're going to take advantage every single time.
Absolutely. We talk about transition, and right now Ohio Wesleyan is dominating that area of the game. Almost all of their goals I would bet that 6 of their 7 goals have either been scored in transition or in an extra man opportunity, which is the equivalent of transition. So Denison's, they got to focus in on not giving that up and making Ohio Wesleyan play them 6-on-6 offensively, as opposed to letting them get up and down the field like that, because for those of you watching at home, it's hard to get a feel for what the crowd is like and what the momentum and energy on the field is. But after that goal, there was an absolute explosion from the Ohio Wesleyan bench. And when you come in to the number 4 team on the road, you need that reason to believe you're going to win. And they're starting to get that, and you can see that confidence and that OU swagger starting to come out. And Dennison needs to have an answer for it.
Walsh gets away from one. He puts it in, and a nice shot there by Spidell. Spidell gets on the board, and oh my goodness, Walsh with a great spin move from his defender, passes it away to Spidell. I think Walsh must have heard me, because I said he was being a little too quiet in this game, and he answered as soon as I said something. Oh my, what a pass, what a goal by Spidell. That's great offense.
And what's incredible about that play is it's a freshman to a senior. You got Luke Walsh. This is the first time he's been in this game, and to be honest with you, in that first half, I thought he played like a freshman in the OU rivalry game. For a kid that's leading the team in points, I really felt like he needed to step up, to your point. But right there, he found his senior in Chapin Spidell, and right as I was saying that momentum was starting to swing, Spidell steps in and has an answer and pulls it back to 1 goal, and Dennison comes up with the possession off the face-off. If they can find a way to answer and tie the game here, that would be a huge, huge play for the Big Red here as we got under 9 minutes to go in this third quarter.
And now we're going to see the second line for the Dennison team. This is only the 3rd time they've been out today. Carroll gets away, but he passes it behind. Now back up top to Vita. Vita with a move. Nice spin move there, but he's not able to get away. Great defense there by Barnett. Now the ball's behind to to Walsh. Walsh with an errant pass. The ball's on the turf. It's anyone's ball now. Dennison was the last to touch it. Still on the ground. Dennison was the last. It looks like, oh, and a great scoop there by Justin DeMarkey. But now DeMarkey has to get the ball back in. He was trailing it behind there, and Ohio Wesleyan checked it. And now the ball gets swung to McMahon. McMahon with it. He's going to walk it up. He's got some time. No one guarding him. He passes it over to Coyne. Coyne looking for some help. He finds it in Foley. He passes over to Fiamengo. Fiamengo loses the ball. Campbell trying to get it away. It's still on the ground. Campbell trying to pick it up. Campbell picks it up. He tiptoes the sideline and gets away. Oh, but he passes it right to an Ohio Wesleyan player. And now, Todd is going back the other way. Todd getting closely guarded by Harrison. Back up to Foley.
And right there, Tyler, we saw another one of those plays by a long pole for Dennison, just trying to make a little bit too much happen. It was an incredible check to get the ball on the turf by Campbell. Is something he does so well, but then he has an uncharacteristic turnover trying to make a little bit more happen than needs to. And that's what this game will do to you. And right there, that turnover leads to an OU goal. And what it is, and I can hear Coach Caravana right now saying, it's empty possessions. What you saw, Dennison makes the great defensive play, scoops it up, is about to clear it, has an unforced turnover, and that extra possession leads to a goal for Ohio Wesleyan.
As Broussard has just been all over the field today. That's another goal for him. He has just been killing it for the Ohio Wesleyan team. And now Giuseppe and Baumgartner will face off yet again. This has been an epic battle between the two all day. Giuseppe gets the ball, though, and the ball's passed over to an Ohio Wesleyan player. Now back over to Coyne. Coyne looking for some help. Coyne looking for Foster. Or actually, he's looking for Meyer. Foster now with it. Foster passes it to Helms. Helms gets it back over to Broussard. Now it looks like Foster will have a go. He's got a short stick on him. It looks like Neeson trying to get a step, and Foster really working it. Nice job by Neeson to stay on his hands the whole time. Foster did have a step for a second, but Neeson was able to stay on his hands so he couldn't get his hands free. Now skip pass is made, and it looks like Broussard tries to get away. Broussard gets checked, and the ball's picked up, and Harrison doesn't know someone's behind him. He finally does. Harrison's running away with it now. Dennison's got some numbers. He passes it over to Vita. And now Walsh with the ball. He's being closely guarded here. Walsh looking for some help. He gets it over to the corner. And now I believe that's Spidell with it. Spidell looks like he's got some room. He's going to take it. Spidell passes it behind. Quick pass to the top. And just off the pike there from Vita. Great shot there by Vita. Ball's still on the ground. And I'm not sure who that was last touched by. And it looks like it was Ohio Wesleyan, but it gets shot back into Dennison. Now Dennison in some trouble here.
That's a fantastic timeout by Coach Caravana right there. Teddy Powell on the sideline about to turn the ball over. And as we talked about, every possession in this game matters. And Coach Caravana all over the officials to get that timeout with just under 6 minutes to go in the third, recognizing that down 8-6, this is a possession they need to get another great look following Eddie Vita ringing one off the crossbar.
And now Dennison with that timeout. Ohio Wesleyan has really just been all over the field today, and what's been killing them the most, what's been killing the Dennison defense the most, is that skip pass. And now we're going to need to have, on those skip passes, we're going to need to see someone like Chris Thomas make a save every once in a while for Dennison to get back in this game. He's played a great game so far, but he's going to have to take a couple of those off the board like we talked about earlier in this season. You need a goal. There's a difference in D3 goalies. There's some great D3 goalies, but the ones that really are the best ones are the ones that are able to take the tough ones off the board.
Absolutely. I think as I watch these two defenses play, what I've really noticed is Ohio Wesleyan has been slow to slide to Dennison when we're dodging against a short stick. And I think that it's a gutsy call by Coach Planholt and Ohio Wesleyan to basically put his short stick D middies on an island and say, guard your man one-on-one. Now, if there's anyone who knows how to coach defense in the country, it's Mike Planholt, who is a former Defensive Player of the Year at Gettysburg College and was actually on the 2001 Gettysburg squad that knocked Dennison out of the Final Four in the NCAA tournament. So he comes in with obviously some knowledge and some expertise, and I've really been impressed with how his defense has played. And on the defensive end for the Big Red, there's two things that I see. Obviously, one is getting in those passing lanes for the skip passes, but the other piece is they need to get a stick on the hands of the feeder and not make it so easy. In fairness to Chris Thomas, I don't think there's been one contested shot of the 8 goals that Dennison has given up. I think that they've been 12 yards and in, maybe 14 yards and in, hands-free with a nice big hop into the shot. And if you give an OU player that kind of time and room, to be very honest with you, he should knock that down. It's like giving Ray Allen an open three-pointer. He should make that. So Ohio Wesleyan's done what they're supposed to do on offense. I think Denison's defense needs to step up and really lock down that backside and those skip lanes that Ohio Wesleyan is exploiting right now.
There's about 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Ball hits the turf, and it's picked up there by Meager. Meager has been peppering the goal all night. He's had one goal, but he needs another one here. Now he's got a little bit of room. He thought about the shot, but pulls it back down. Passes over to Powell. Powell passes behind to Walsh. Walsh looking for some room. He passes over to Powell. Powell with a bounce shot. And now it hits off McMahon, so another nice save there by McMahon. Now behind is Meager.
Ohio Wesleyan in their zone defense, and the reason I think they've gone to this here in the third quarter with the lead is that it's really changed the complexion of the game and really settled it down, and is going to limit the overall number of possessions that Dennison can have, because a zone defense just forces you to have longer possessions. And right now, Dennison really needs, they're going to force shots.
Oh, there it is! Oh my gosh! Oh What a great save first off by McMahon, but a great job by Eddie Vita to not give up on the play. It looked like McMahon was going to clear it out to one of his open defenders who was cutting off the field. And Vita just picks up a garbage goal and puts it right in. What a play by Eddie Vita.
That was an All-American save and then an All-American goal. And very rarely do you see those things happen within an instant of each other. And I'm actually looking at Coach Planholt, and he's just smiling and applauding and kind of nodding his head up and down because, you know, he knows that was a fantastic play by both his goalie and Denison's attackman. But as we've talked about, it's all about momentum. And right there, Dennison wins the face-off, but turns the ball over. And I can't tell you how valuable each and every possession is in this game. And you can see it right here. Coach Planholt with the timeout to settle his team down following Eddie Vita's spectacular goal, to kill the momentum that Dennison had going and to regroup his guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio Wesleyan comes out of this timeout with a set play that looks for that backside skip and a hands-free shot from about 10 yards.
Well, I was watching and I still couldn't believe what just happened on that last play. We were about to be like, oh, that's a great shot by Meager, but right in the stiff stick of McMahon, and then all of a sudden Vita comes up with it and the ball's in the back of the net. Pretty unbelievable series of events, but like you said, a great timeout there by Coach Planholt. You know, it looks like he had a couple of his players that aren't really offensive type players, and he was afraid of the turnover there. And Dennison has started to come a little bit more alive on that transition offense, so that's something that they've been trying to get all game, but Ohio Wesleyan has been taking it away from them. And you can see it there on that timeout. It looked like Dennison was about to get the ball back, but now it looks like Coach Planholt has made a couple of substitutions and put the players he trusts with the ball on the field.
Absolutely, and I think what I've really noticed and what you're going to start to see here in the last, we've got, 4 minutes to go in this quarter and 15, so the last 19 or 20 minutes of this game, is it's really going to become a chess match with players and coaches, and right there you see it. It was just a simple isolation, and Dennison was slow to slide. The Ohio Wesleyan player makes a simple fake high and finish low, and right there you got it. Right back on the board and back to a 9-7 lead. And it comes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is you have to find that line between sliding early and going slow. And I think that right now Denison's trying to figure that out. And right now Ohio Wesleyan has got the ticket on their defensive end. But, you know, Tyler, as we said earlier, and, you know, having been a part of this game so many times as a player and as a coach, all of these little plays, these face-offs, the simple passes and catches that turn into possible turnovers, the ground balls that you've got to win, the 50-50 ball. I bet right now Ohio Wesleyan, and we see another one right there, which could lead to a transition goal.
And that's actually turned over. It wasn't tipped by a Dennison player, so nice job there by Drew Newman to make a tough catch for Umbach. Umbach was not able to get to it. And now Barber with it. Barber looking for some help. He finds it in Spidell. Spidell gets it over. He's using his speed now. And now we have a flag down. It looks like a slasher stick to the helmet. And that's going to go. Oh, actually, it was an Ohio Wesleyan player. It was offsides. So it's going to be a 30-second penalty. And now Dennison is trying to move the ball around. But since the player was offsides, Ohio Wesleyan has an extra man on the opposite side of the field, so it's a little harder on offense. Now a shot taken and a great save there by McMahon, but he didn't really have to move his stick a whole lot on that shot. And I believe that was Fahrenhold on the shot.
It's a great move to the cage, getting top side into the inside, but against a goalie like McMahon, you can't shoot it high to high, stick side. I think that, you know, it's probably, if you're listening at home or at one of the alumni gatherings, you've probably heard me say now too many times that it's all down to those little plays. And right there, you know, McMahon's going to make that save 99 out of 100 times. And when you're playing against a great goalie like this, you got to change the play, and you got to have the attention to detail and all the little things. And right here on this extra man, this is a huge, huge possession here for both teams. If Ohio Wesleyan can get a stop and somehow come down and get a goal to move it to a 3-goal lead, instead of Dennison scoring one to cut it to 1. This is huge momentum now that we're nearing 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
DeMarkey thought about the shot, but he pulls it down. Ball gets swung behind. Ball gets swung up top and off the top of the pipe. I believe that was Fahrenholt. Oh, and Coach Planhold is not liking that call. And a fast shot there, but right into the stick of McMahon. And now McMahon's in trouble. He's being closely guarded. McMahon loses his footing. He's on the ground. The ball's on the ground. Denison's got to help. McMahon picks it back up.
You got to be careful to not get a flag here.
And now McMahon's still moving along. McMahon still has it. He's about midfield, and a great clear by McMahon. And now Foster with it. Foster looking for some help as he's double teamed. Foster doesn't know. There's another Dennison player behind. And the ball's on the ground. And now, oh no, there's a whistle blown. It's a going against Dennison. Coach Caravana is not happy about that.
Denison's got to get in the hole here, though. There's a quick restart, and right now there is a huge numbers advantage for Ohio Wesleyan. Once again, with the new rules in a game like this, you can get caught up in the emotion of a single play, and whichever team is more aware of it is going to get that advantage, and we're seeing it right here.
And a nice save there by Thomas, as Thomas took one away off the board from Foster, as that was a quick shot from about 10 yards away. Great pass there as Dennison is moving along here, passes it.
5-on-4 opportunity for the Big Red.
And a shot taken, a goal scored! A goal scored, a great assist by Austin Campbell. I believe that was Walsh, which we're going to see who the number is, and that is Luke Walsh. That's an unbelievable play by the Denison defense to offense to the transition. Campbell having the presence of mind, knowing they were a man up, they had the numbers, and he passes a swing pass right to Walsh down below, and Walsh will put that away every single time when he has that much room.
That's a rookie right there for the Big Red, making a huge play. Luke Walsh finishing the net. Once again, a senior to a rookie. Earlier we saw Walsh to Spidell, and this time we saw the senior feeding the rookie for the goal. And actually, the Big Red have made a switch in the cage to Bullington, the sophomore big boy, the righty, coming in, relieving Thomas, who might not have been seeing the ball too well. He makes a big save. Dennison gets that transition goal and has the ball again, looking to tie this up at 9s as we had under 30 seconds left in the third with OU on top, 9-8. This is a massive momentum possession here in the course of this game.
And now there's about 20 seconds left. Ohio Wesleyan has been leading by 2. They've answered every single time that Dennison scored at least one. Spidell loses the ball. He doesn't know it. Now he does. The ball's on the ground. He picks it back up. He throws it away. Ball's still on the ground. And now we have a loose ball push against Ohio Wesleyan. There's 6 seconds left. They got to hurry. Shots, passes to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt's got to shoot it. Fahrenholt trying to get his hands free but can't get it off. And that's going to fall harmlessly to the turf as Ohio Wesleyan is leading going into the fourth quarter, 9-8 over your Denison Big Red. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. We still have a fourth quarter to play in one of the most exciting games that I've ever been a part of, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Piper Stadium. I'm Tyler Mosley alongside my partner Adam Stewart. We've got a great fourth quarter here. There's 15 minutes left in the 92nd rivalry game of Dennison versus Ohio Wesleyan. And Baumgartner with a great flip out. The ball gets picked up by Campbell but gets flipped right away. He gets checked right away into the hands of Minkler. Minkler being guarded by, it looks like, Hearn. Now the ball's on the turf, but Ohio Wesleyan has plenty of time to pick it up. Helms looking to make a move here. He's being closely guarded by Hearn. Now he swings it up top to Foster. Foster all the way over to Broussard. Now back down. Helms again with it. Helms making a looking move on a short stick. He swings it up to Foster. Foster down below. Nice shot there taken by Umbach, and Dennison beats the ball out, and the crowd goes wild over that, and Dennison gets the second possession of this fourth quarter. Now they really have to clear it here. We have a new goalie in the net, as my partner mentioned. We have Clark Bollington in the net. He's already had a save in this one. And now we have, I believe, that is Spidell, and it is. Spidell trying to get away from Griffin, but Griffin's been all over the field tonight. He's played some great defense.
Absolutely, and right there, what I was about to say before Ohio Wesleyan's possession on offense was you saw another 50-50 ball that they came up with in order to get that possession, but in return what you saw was Dennison hustling to the end line, earning that extra possession with the backup, but giving away an offensive possession with a weak shot there against McMahon. And once again, I really feel like McMahon has just gained his confidence, and not that he needed any more confidence, but he's really gained his confidence as this game has gone on, making some key saves, but not really being tested the way that I think Dennison would like to have tested him so far through 3 quarters.
Now Broussard with the ball. He's had a great game so far. He gets a screen from Helms. Broussard pulls it back out, passes it over to Helms. Ohio Wesleyan looking to take their time now. Now, Foster being closely guarded by Neeson. Foster's had a great game in this one.
Tyler, I think what we're going to see here from Ohio Wesleyan is going to be that, we talked about it earlier, the challenge of being patient and not forcing turnovers just like that.
Oh my, what a great move by Miller. And it looks like someone just tore it. It looks like an Ohio Wesleyan player is down. Miller with a shot. The ball's to the net. There's a goal to Ohio. And Dennison has just tied the game. And what an unbelievable play by Miller to get all the way down the field and pass it to, I believe that's Walsh with the goal, but unfortunately we do have an Ohio Wesleyan player down after that play. We're going to see who the goal was scored by. It was Luke Walsh. Luke Walsh with a great goal there, fighting to get to the attackman. We're going to see who the player is. I believe it's number 45, Matthew Some. Actually, we're going to hold on. We're still waiting to see who the Ohio Wesleyan player is. And I believe that was Miller to Luke Walsh on the play, so nice job there by Miller. But, Adam, there's one thing we love the competition, we love the competitiveness, but you never want to see a player go down for either team. And unfortunately, it looks like one Ohio Wesleyan player is having a tough time getting up.
Absolutely, as you watch the play unfold, and obviously you have incredible momentum at one end, and then you look down and you have an injury at the other. The thing, in all honesty, that I was very impressed by was the immediate reaction of Denison's bench, who was celebrating the goal. I mean, tying the game at 9s with 12 minutes to go in the 4th is incredible, and when they saw the injury, they actually calmed their celebration down, recognizing that, to be honest with you, it's bigger than that goal, and that as much as the competition does matter, at the end of the day, you want everybody to walk off this field healthy, period. And it's unfortunate to see, and from our vantage point, I'm trying to see who that is.
I believe that's Robbie Fiamengo, the freshman from New Fairfield, Connecticut. He's got a little bit of help, but it looks like he's walking on his own power. It looks like he's walking it off a little bit here.
And you just hope that he's all right. I saw Coach Caravana go over and give him a pat on the helmet, and there isn't a person that's been more heated in this rivalry than Coach Caravana, but the former player in him, the coach in him, the father in him, I think sees something like this injury happen and just recognizes that while this is as competitive as you can get, at the end of the day, you want that player to be healthy. So we'll see how this impacts the Bishops moving forward, both strategically with personnel, but also emotionally and momentum-wise, as Dennison has now tied this game and is really starting to make some plays as we head under 12 minutes to go in the 4th, all tied at 9s.
Great pickup there by Neeson. Great ground ball. And now Hearn with it. Now it looks like Spidell has it. We've just passed the 12-minute mark. And now the ball gets swung to Fahrenholt over to Meager. Meager touches it in the box, and now it looks like he's going to have a go. He uses his right, passes it behind over to Powell. Powell looking for some help up top. He finds it looks like that's Walsh. Excuse me, that's Vita. And now Meager looking to, he's got a short stick on him. That's an advantage that Denison's trying to take advantage of, but he's being closely guarded by Rice. Rice has had a great game so far in this one for the Bishops. And Dennison with an errant pass. And a great job by Barber, but now he loses it. The ball's still on the ground. Griffin and Barber fighting it out. And last to touch it was Dennison.
This is a big restart right here. Ohio Wesleyan has the ball and on a quick whistle can look to push it. Dennison does a good job of getting their numbers back. They do a fantastic job actually getting their numbers back. And right there, I think what you saw was, it wasn't a forced feed. It was a great defensive play, but it was a possession that as we get close to 10 minutes to go in the fourth, for both teams, every possession has really got to be focused on getting a quality look on cage, because you don't know how many possessions you're going to get after that one. I think both teams are going to start to really focus in on that balance between pushing the ball aggressively to the goal and being patient, working for that great shot.
Now the ball's on the ground. It gets swung to Broussard. Broussard puts it wide to the right of the cage. Looks like Boynton might have caught up to that one if the opportunity came, but that one's wide right. Now the ball's behind.
Little two-man game. I think when they bring the pole-to-pole there, Ohio Wesleyan does, I really think they're working that two-man game just as a decoy, maybe to free up some space and draw some more personnel closer, which might open up those skip lanes. You know, I've noticed here at the start of the fourth and even towards the end of the third that those skip lanes for Ohio Wesleyan have not been as open as they were earlier in the game.
Now ball's at midfield, and unbelievably is Broussard picking it up. Now he's got numbers. Dennison's got a slide. Broussard takes a shot, and it also pipe. Actually, I believe that was off Bullington's helmet.
I think Bullington literally just took that shot square to the face mask. Bullington's a big boy in the cage, and yeah, they're actually stopping play to make sure he's all strapped up there. But Bullington's been called on, you know, they brought him out of the bullpen, bringing in the righty reliever, and this is a big stage to be brought in for this role. But so far, he's been up to the task, and Dennison, Coach Caravan and his staff, and the 47 other guys are going to lean on him to make a play or two down the stretch here.
Now the ball gets swung over to Menkler. Menkler looking for some help. He finds Broussard. Broussard looking, he's going to try to take it up top again. He's up against Campbell. This is a good matchup for both guys. They like the long. Nice job there by Campbell. The ball's on the ground. Let's see who picks it up. Picked up by Harrison. Great ground ball. He swings it quickly over to Newman. Newman's got plenty of room. It looks like Denison's got numbers. Ohio Wesleyan's got to get to the net. No one's picking up Newman, and they finally do, and they swing it behind. Great job by Harrison and Newman to clear the ball. Great defensive possession for the Dennison Big Red.
And I think right there what you saw with Drew Newman on that play was learning from his first quarter turnover where he tried to force the skip pass low to Teddy Powell and it went out of bounds. Drew Newman, who is now a junior defenseman who has experience in this game and in these moments, makes the IQ play, sends it down the side to make sure that Dennison has an opportunity to get a quality possession here with 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth. That was a huge play that will not show up in any stat line.
Now DeMarkey looking for some help. Great pass fake there. He loses the ball. DeMarkey really wanted to try and score on that one, but great defense there by the Bishops. And now Kohlberg trying to catch up. Kohlberg playing some good defense. He's trying to get his, it looks like Helms out of bounds, and now Ohio Wesleyan on the unsettled situation pulls the ball behind the net. Harrison closely guarding Helms. Helms passes it over to Menkler. Menkler up top to Foster. Foster gets a screen, but he's closely guarded by Miller. Foster looking to pass it back now. Foster gets another screen. Now he's picked up by Barber. Now behind the net. There's a short stick opportunity for, it looks like number 12. For Ohio Wesleyan, now the ball gets passed up top. Foster pulls it back in.
And right there you saw Dennison close out on the shooter with sticks on gloves in the first and second quarter. Those were shots that were becoming goals. And here in the fourth, Dennison gets that step, gets the stick on the gloves, and forces the turnover.
And now Great defense is being shown in this game so far by Dennison in this fourth quarter. Ball gets past to Bullington. Bullington looking for some help. He finds Spidell. Spidel's got some room. He's got plenty of it. Now he's picked up by Griffin.
Needs some help here. He's been isolated against the pole. Does a good job of finding his relief on the other side of the field. And once again, Dennison is able to clear the ball effectively and settle into the 6-on-6. They did not get the shot they were looking for. I felt like DeMarkey last possession really tried to force the issue down low and really tried to squeeze something that wasn't there. And I think here you see the first line out, and with Chapin Spidell and Eddie Vita, the two seniors, I feel like they're going to get a good possession here and get a good look.
And now Meager being closely guarded. He fakes the pass and now pulls it back in. Ball gets swung over to Fahrenholt. Fahrenholt spin moves back. He passes over to Meager. Meager gets free. Meager with a shot and just over the top. You don't see him use his right hand a whole lot, but that one was pretty close.
I was going to say, Meager going with the righty rip, that is something that you never see, but I like it. I like the versatility to his game, and all that's going to do is that's going to stretch the Ohio Wesleyan defense a little bit further, knowing that he's willing to shoot it with that hand from that distance.
Now Fahrenholt gets a step on Todd. Fahrenholt swing pass shot taken. And it looked like Spidell thought he had that one in, but that's over the top of everyone on that one.
That's a great look by Fahrenholt, actually going at Ohio Wesleyan with what they do, which is that skip pass through to the backside. Spidell stepping in, trying to beat McMahon high. He beat him high earlier in the game and just missed on that one. But it was, once again, it was a quality look. And if you're Coach Caravan and your staff, that's the kind of look you want to get here in the fourth quarter.
Meager really trying to get that look, and he gets it! Meager's taking the lead in the fourth quarter. There's 5 minutes and 34 seconds. The crowd is going nuts here at Piper Stadium. And the goal is going to stand. An unbelievable play. McMahon just couldn't catch up to that one, as that was top left. Meager was forcing that exact play all night, and he kept coming, and he finally gets it.
James Meager right there, transferred to Dennison from Ohio State. He's a sophomore this year. This is his first time in this game, and I'm going to tell you what, that goal right there just exemplified this rivalry. He simply wanted to make that play more than his defenseman wanted to stop him, and he found the back of the net. And a goal like that, I will say, will give me a shout out to the Lac Shop in Chicago. The goal that takes Dennison up 10-9 with 5 minutes to play. My boy Justin Smith and all the alumni in Chicago have to be going crazy at the Lac Shop with the DU Big Red with a 1-goal lead with 5 to play, and the crowd going crazy behind them.
And now Luke Walsh looking to add a little bit more to that lead. He passes it away over to Powell. Now it looks like Fahrenholt with... Actually, I believe that's Spidell. Spidell looking to make a move on Giuseppe.
Now, Dennison has to be really smart here. They have to understand that even though they have the lead, they need to have that awareness of clock management. This is where I didn't mean to cut you off there, Tyler. This is where I can hear Coach Caravana just screaming, manage the game. And if Corey Couture and Alex Hart and all those former players of ours are anywhere watching this game, they can hear us screaming that too. Manage the game. You got to get a great look, not the first look. But if Dennison can stick one here with 4 minutes to go and move this lead to a 2-goal lead, that would be a huge step towards getting this victory. I don't know if Ohio Wesleyan has the firepower to get that 3-goal run that they would need to pull the win off under 4.
And a shot taken, and a great save there by McMahon. As McMahon takes one off the board, it looks like it was going to go in. He bent his body back and just was able to hang on. Great save there by McMahon. And now Ohio Wesleyan is going back the other way. Now it's intercepted by Dennison. It looks like Fahrenholt. And
that's got to be a flag. That's a flag right there. And now what that does, Tyler, if you're a coach and I'm watching Coach Caravana put his hands in the air, that gives you a free possession, meaning you can hold the ball until, as long as you want, until you get the stall call. And then, even if you turn it over, you're going to go man up. I don't know why Dennison is going to the goal right now. They need to be possessing the ball.
And now it actually was Meager who took the shot. He laid on the ground on the turf for a second, but he's okay. It's going to be I believe a 1-minute penalty too.
Now, Tyler, right there, the former coach in me is coming out just thinking, why are you going to the goal? You got to possess the ball because you know no matter what, you're going to get it back for the extra man. And I think that right there what you saw was a little bit of youth and a little bit of excitement. And that's okay. But right now, we got 3:16 to go in the fourth. We got Dennison with a 10-9 lead and an extra man. So what I'm really curious about, and Coach Caravana takes his final timeout here,
and that is the key timeout. That was actually Sam Giuseppe, the junior from Harrison, New York, making a costly error, and that's a 1-minute penalty. That wasn't a 30-second penalty, so Dennison has plenty of time to get at least a 2-goal lead here, something that could really force the issue with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left in this game. Dennison really needs just the perfect play to get the ball in the back of the net. And now earlier I asked you a question, what play are they going to run and who are they going to get it to? And you said Eddie Vita. Eddie Vita's been a little quiet in the second half. If I'm Coach Caravana, honestly, Adam, I think I might be going for someone like Luke Walsh, who's had a heck of a second half.
Sure, Tyler. I think there's a balance here. I think when you look at this from a coaching perspective, there's a couple elements that come into play here for both coaches. For Dennison, with a minute penalty and an extra man, I'm curious if Dennison will try to hold the ball for the first 45 seconds or so of the penalty before going into a set look, just to milk the clock down under 3 and even under 2.5 minutes. With that, I think they will have a set play, and I'm still going to say I think they might go back to Eddie V. He's just the guy that, you've rode that horse to an undefeated season. He's been your senior leader on offense. At the same time, you got Meager filling it up from the outside. If you're Coach Plantholt, on the flip side, you have to figure out you're only down by a goal, which means you're one transition play away from tying it up. And 3 minutes and 16 seconds is an eternity. So you have to figure out how aggressive you need to be and risk giving up an extra man goal here. So I'll be curious to see how both teams play this.
Now here we go. The whistle's been blown. Dennison moving the ball around here. Ball gets swung up to Fahrenholt. Now over to Vita.
Be ready to see Ohio Wesleyan come with some pressure, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have a set person for Dennison that when he gets the ball, they're going to go to pressure. We're under 3 with about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game.
And now it was tipped away. DeMarkey was lucky on that one. DeMarkey passes it away. Fake the shot. Oh, and now the ball's on the turf. Great scoop by Fahrenholt. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. Dennison has the ball back. They need to take a deep breath right here. They need to gather themselves and just simply make